I didn't see you there. I don't know how to do intro sometimes, but hi, everybody. Hello, welcome. I'm coming to you live from my car to do this intro. What I wanted to do this week is I just want to take you along and give you a realistic week of reading to show you what it kind of looks like for me on a normal week to be reading. When I'm not necessarily filming any specific challenge or trying to get books read, I just want to show you with a full-time job, I work 40 hours a week, and I do have a little bit of a social life, not a huge social life, but a little bit of one. And I just want to show you what I normally get read. So I was looking at my monthly TBR and I saw this book on there. This is Twice Shy. It's by Sarah Hogle. I have not seen anybody read this book before. I found this in a free little library. So this one, it sounds really, really cute. It is very short, so I should just fly through this one as long as it's good, hoping that it's good. And it is a Grumpy Sunshine romance about this girl who inherits, I think it's her great aunt's, her great aunt Violet's house in the Smokies. And she gets there and it's like a fixer-upper, like it needs a lot of work. And there's this groundskeeper there who's very, very grouchy, who's going to be helping her during this time. And I don't know, like it looks to be just on the cover that there's some letters and things involved, which I love it when there's letters involved. So this will be the first book that I'm reading, starting on page 0. So we'll see how much, if I finish this book this week, if I get to another book this week, I'm gonna bring you along over to see what happens. So on to this one. Little sidebar, but we can all rejoice because Happy Place came out in paperback this week. So I finally can have a matching Happy Place to the rest of my Emily Henry books. I'm so proud of myself for restraining myself from buying that hardcover. I just got it from the library and returned it, and now I've purchased the matching one. And look how cute that little spine is now. But yeah, I think I like it way better in the paperback. Like it's just a lot cuter of a book. I'm gonna have to do the same thing with Funny Story when that comes out, and it's just gonna be a never-ending cycle of trying not to buy the hardcover Emily Henry books. But we're in this together, gals. Another day and another car check-in. I have my book here with me that I've been reading, and I always hold these stinking books upside down. So yesterday, just to kind of catch you up, it's now Tuesday. I read 36 pages yesterday. I really didn't do very much reading yesterday at all. I kind of had a lot of like errands and things to do yesterday. So I read up to chapter 4 in this book, and so far it's like cute. I don't really have many more thoughts on it after that point. Our two main characters have now met one another. It's like one of those meetings that, like, I'm not going to call it enemies to lovers, but they definitely don't get off on the right foot. Basically, what ends up happening is that the main character's great aunt passes away, and she puts the main character into the will. Her name is Mabel. And so Mabel goes and she quits her job and everything. She's going to inherit this new house. And then she gets there and she realizes that the groundskeeper is actually also on the will and is also inheriting the house. So they're inheriting it together, but like he's a little grumpy, and there's like a weird past connection between the two of them that our male main character is not aware of. So it's interesting to see how that's going to play out. But so far, like, not many thoughts. So far, I'm not very far into it, but I'm not feeling really much of anything, so we'll see how everything plays out. We'll see how much I get read today. This evening, I am having somebody over for dinner, so I'm going to be cooking and just hanging out with my friend a bit then. So I might not have a big reading day today either. I'll probably read a couple chapters at least before bed. But this is the life of being a reader and also having to pay your bills and work a job and have somewhat of a social life as well. It is about 8 p.m. right now, so I'm hoping to get at least an hour in of reading tonight before I go to sleep. I maybe read like 6 pages of this book in my car earlier today, so I'm just hoping to get a little bit more of a dent into it. I've had a fairly busy day. I was busy at work, and then I came home and, like I said, I met up with my friend. We cooked lasagna and it was really delicious, really good, and so he just left. Now I have some me time. Currently on page 109 of Twice Shy. I'm not having a great time reading this book. It's a short little cutie book, right? So in these short books, you just expect the plot to go pretty quickly. You don't really expect a big slow burn. It's under 300 pages, right? So now I'm over a third of the way through the book, and the two main love interests have barely spoken to one another. One of them, like, I like a good grumpy sunshine trope. I do. I don't know, you have to see like their true goodness beneath the surface, and like with him 100 pages in, I just don't really see that from him yet. It's starting to be there, but like right now he just seems mean. Like he won't speak to the female main character, and it's just frustrating. It's not making me have a good time reading it. There's also this kind of side plot that's a little bit deeper about Maybelle, our main character. The fact that her great aunt did pass away, so obviously she's in mourning about this, but it's a weird kind of dynamic because she hasn't spoken to her great aunt in 10 years, and she only spent like a month with her in the past and then really never spoke to her again, but just always felt this bit of a connection. And obviously everybody experiences grief and mourning differently, but it just seems a little bit like exaggerated for the connection that her and her great aunt actually had, considering they never spoke and never spent very much time together whatsoever. So that like feels a little weird. So like everything is feeling a little disingenuous right now in the book. Sitting here on the couch. I'm home from work for the day, so I'm going to read for a little bit, and I can't move because... Do you see those little sweetums? Those little sweetie pies? Do you see those little sweetie pies? I'm like almost done Twice Shy now. I have like 70 pages left to read, and I will say it's gotten a lot better. The first half of the book, they didn't speak for 150 pages. I don't understand how you can make a romance book but they don't speak for the first 150 pages. I think the last half of this book, had it been the way that it was through like the majority of the book, I would have liked it a lot better. But it went from like 0 to 100 so fast. And now that you see the male main character, Wesley, you see his layers and his depth and his humor and all these things. Like, he's a very likable person, but he was so unlikable in the first 150 pages that I just keep thinking back to that. It's not going to be like a winner for me. Yeah, that's where I'm at now. I'll probably finish this today. So it's Wednesday. I'm on like day 3 of this video. And I know what book I'm going to start next. It's a book that I got from the library and I've been really excited about it. So I'm going to read for a bit and yeah, hopefully finishing this one today. Thursday. We're almost to Friday. Finally. I don't know if I mentioned, but I think I'm only going to go to Friday in this because I usually edit on the weekends and it just makes my life a little bit easier because I'm so busy. Yesterday, I don't really know what I've told you when I haven't told you, but I did finish Twice Shy and on to the next one. Like, really didn't wow me in any regard. By the end of it, I really did grow to like the characters. I just wish that I saw more of that. And it's always hard to believe, like in Grumpy Sunshines, when someone is just like so grumpy and like, I don't know. Like if somebody acted that way towards me for like quite a while, I just like, you wouldn't like them. You wouldn't be like, oh, I have a little crush on this person. No, you wouldn't. They're being mean to you. They're being rude to you. And no matter like what comes out after that, like it would just be like a hard shift in like real life to actually go from like somebody literally ignoring you and walking away when you're speaking to them to like falling in love. Like that's a leap. That's quite a leap. So I just always find it a little bit unbelievable. Then I picked up A Study in Drowning, which like I just had a really good feeling about A Study in Drowning. I've heard so much good things about it and I thought that maybe this would be like a top tier book for me. I've read one chapter and I don't know. I'm just like not vibing with it yet. But I don't know. I was a little bit tired last night when I started to pick it up, so maybe that had an impact. I have a not so great update on A Study in Drowning. I DNF'd it. DNF'd it at like 35 pages, which is like kind of embarrassing to say that I DNF'd it so quickly, but I just knew. Sometimes I think when you're reading a book, you just know that it's not going to be for you. I was on chapter 3 and it was the writing style that I just didn't really like. I wasn't really vibing with the way that the author was writing. Nothing particular that I can pinpoint about it, but I just knew that it wasn't going to be something that I was going to enjoy. And even 35 pages in, I could just tell. Like I just felt like I didn't really know what was going on because I just couldn't pay enough attention, which is weird because it's young adult. It should be pretty easy to understand. I don't know. I'm shocked because I've heard such good things about that book and I really thought it was going to be a high score for me, but I just knew it wasn't. So I DNF'd it. So I really haven't been reading that one very much, but I picked out another book that I want to start reading and that's going to be A Fate Inked in Blood by Danielle Jensen. Take a look at her. Take a look at that beauty of a book. This one I'm also predicting is going to be a really good book that I'm really going to enjoy. I don't know if I should say that because last time it didn't go so well, but this one, I can't see myself not enjoying this book, truly. I love romantasy. It's not a very long romantasy. It's Norse inspired, which is just like a totally new thing for me that I'm like pretty excited to dive into. I don't really know much about the plot line at all, and I'm not going to read what it's about going into it, but that's literally all I know. So I'm going to read a bit of that. Update. So as you guys know, I did DNF a book yesterday and then I picked up this gem. I read 100 pages of it last night and I didn't want to stop. This is making me feel all the feelings that I want. Like I said, so action-packed. Literally in like the first chapter, our main character like yeets somebody with an axe in the back of the head and it is like giving all of the Norse, all of the Viking, all of those kind of vibes. Like if you've ever watched the show Vikings, put like a fantasy twist on it and this is the book that you get. So I am loving this. I do have some plans tonight, unfortunately, because I could totally just see myself binging the rest of this book tonight if I didn't have plans. But I have a little bit of a gap from now until when I do have said plans. So I'm going to read a little bit and I'm going to finish this like soon. This is a great book. I am loving it so far. Sunday, so I just wanted to give a little wrap up for how this week went. I feel like it was a pretty accurate representation of how much I usually read in a week. I'm not somebody that typically tears through 3 or 4 books a week. My reading speed is just not up to that level. Sometimes I have more time to read than I did this week. Sometimes I'm reading a couple hundred pages every single day. Sometimes on a weekend I might have a whole day to myself and I've just binged an entire book that day. But I feel like in summary, this is like a pretty good snapshot of what my weeks typically look like. So like I said, it's now Sunday. It's St. Patrick's Day today, so happy St. Patrick's Day. This is the most green thing that I could find in my wardrobe, so we're rolling with it. I'm gonna meet it with some friends later to celebrate. Just to go through this week, I finished 1 book completely, so that was Twice Shy, and you guys know all my thoughts about that, so I'm not gonna go over that again. That was like a 2.75 kind of a read. And then I DNF'd to Study and Drowning after reading a little over 30 pages. So not great there. And I'm still picking away at a Fate Inked in Blood. So I have probably a little over 100 pages left of it right now. I'm still really enjoying this, but I'm not going to be finishing this week, so you guys won't hear my final thoughts. If you want to know my final thoughts on this, you'll be able to find that in my March wrap up. So check back in for that. So all in all, you know, I probably read about 500 pages this week in total, which, you know, that's pretty good. Everybody's speed is different, and I feel like it's more about the quality and how much you're enjoying the books that really matters anyway. But this is a look at my week. Comment down below a book that you read this week and whether you enjoyed it or not. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you haven't already, feel free to like and subscribe. I always love growing the little army, growing the family, and all of you. It's been so nice seeing all of your comments and responding to all of you and getting to like know some of you. It almost feels like there's some of you that comment on a lot of my videos, and I really appreciate that, and it's like I know you now. So that's it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day. Bye.